What's up, world? Let me tell you about this beard growth oil I got from 12 tribes on Earth. 8 ounces of oily goodness with a nozzle that prevents sprays and spills, and soft ingredients that make it perfect addition to anyone's morning routine. From coconut to castor, all these oils are hand chosen. After using this herbal blend, the biggest thing I noticed is how soft, how strong my hair was, and how good I feel. Pick up your bottle today and make your beard the star of the show.
Shalom, family. Good to see you all here. Hope you're doing well. Well, somebody got the boot today. Pam Bondi. Pam Bondi. You know, the one that's been trying to help Donald Trump hide the Epstein files? Yeah, that Pam Bondi. Her ass is going to go to jail. You watch. She going to jail. All that covering up that she did for Donald Trump and redacting all them files and everything. And the funny part is, y'all, they said if you use Microsoft Word, you could get all the redactions off and read the entire file. So anyway, to make a long story short, why did Donald Trump get rid of her? Well, according to Donald Trump, she did not go hard enough after his political opponents. That's why he let her go. Now, I heard rumblings about it a couple of days ago, but not anything directly from the White House. But I did hear things online that she might be getting the boot. Well, lo and behold, she got it. Oh, baby. I love it. I love it. Yeah, I don't feel sorry for her butt, not even a little bit. Not even a little bit, y'all. This is part of what happens to you when you work for Donald Trump. Just ask Michael Cohen, who was Donald Trump's attorney for 10 years, and he ended up going to jail behind doing stuff for Donald Trump. And now he got a podcast and he speaks out against Donald Trump. So we'll see what she does. One thing about Marjorie Taylor Greene, she is really going after Donald Trump now that she's free from Congress. She's been all over the place talking against him. Now, I don't know if Pam Bondi will do the same thing. Don't know what her nature is, but you did all that ass kissing just to get yourself thrown out. And you know what? I don't feel sorry for her ass at all. I don't feel sorry for her. I'll give it to you in a moment, True Oil. I have to show some videos. All right, y'all. So I'm going to show the videos and then we can talk after that. Okay. Please give me a 1 if you can see my screen. The Dow is down. Yeah, after that badass speech that Donald Trump gave last night, I guess it is in the red. You saw how horrific that was, right? Okay. Thank you, everybody.
Breaking news, it's been reported Trump has decided to soon remove Pam Bondi from her role as Attorney General. Remember, she came under fire for her botched handling of the e-files? Along with a lot of Trump supporters felt that she was hiding information as it related to those files, and then on the other hand, overpromising and not delivering. Folks close to Trump said he was also very dissatisfied with her slow pace of prosecuting his perceived enemies because, after all, he weaponized the Department of Justice and used them to go after folks that he felt did him wrong. Placing Bondi from her position signifies that Trump feels new Attorney General will be able to quickly gain traction on all of his requests. We're also learning that many of Trump's cabinet members have had it out for Pam Bondi and will not be sad to see her vacate this role. It should serve as a reminder to Trump loyalists that being loyal does not keep you off the chopping block. While Pam Bondi is being fired from her role as Attorney General, many of the e-file survivors and family members stated she still has many questions to answer, whether she's in or out of her role. That's all I have for now. Go ahead and save this. Share it with your besties so they know what's going on. Follow me for more real-time updates.
We have some breaking news at this hour. Donald Trump has fired Attorney General Pam Bondi, marking the second cabinet shakeup in a matter of weeks. First Kristi Noem, now Pam Bondi. Tulsi Gabbard could potentially be next. According to Fox News reporting, Trump fired Pam Bondi late last night. She's already been on her way back to Florida. He is eyeing Lee Zeldin, the current EPA administrator, as a possible replacement for Attorney General Bondi. He's been frustrated that Bondi has not moved fast enough to prosecute his political opponents. He's also been frustrated with the way she handled the Epstein files fallout. And apparently, the straw that broke the camel's back here was that she allegedly tipped off Eric Swalwell of an effort by the FBI to release certain documents concerning his past interactions with Christine Fang, an alleged Chinese intelligence operative. So Pam Bondi out, second cabinet member fired. We'll see who he replaces her with, probably Lee Zeldin. I'll have another update for you soon. Follow along for all the news you need to know about.
We have major breaking news. Pam Bondi is fired as the Attorney General. Allegedly, she was fired by Donald Trump because she did not go after his political opponents enough. Furthermore, there is allegations that she wasn't seen as loyal either. She is likely to be replaced by Lee Zeldin, who currently heads the EPA.
Our sources are telling us here at CNN that President Trump has privately mused about firing his Attorney General, Pam Bondi, and replacing her with the EPA administrator, a longtime loyalist of his, Lee Zeldin. This is something that the president has been talking about in recent days, but it first actually arose back in January when the president was frustrated by the backlash that his administration was getting over its handling of the Jeffrey Epstein investigation. And it started to be discussed again inside the West Wing in the last few days, as Pam Bondi is now staring down about a 2-week deadline before she's supposed to go and testify in accordance with that subpoena that she got on Capitol Hill for their investigation into Jeffrey Epstein. Now, it's not clear if the president has made a final decision about firing Pam Bondi. She was actually seen riding with him in his motorcade on Wednesday as he went to the Supreme Court for those hearings on birthright citizenship. And he did tell us in a statement tonight that Pam Bondi is a good person and that he thought she was doing a good job. But we're told he's not only frustrated about the backlash they've gotten over the Epstein files, he's also privately fumed about the idea that she hasn't gone after enough of his political opponents that he wants to see DOJ investigations into. Now, it remains to be seen if this ultimately happens, if the president fires her, if he does replace her with Lee Zeldin. That's been the top name that we're told that he's discussed. And of course,
we just got off the phone with President Trump. We have a big scoop. Pam Bondi will soon leave her job as the Attorney General. She is going to get a different job within the administration. It doesn't sound like there is any bad blood between her and President Trump, but it does seem like they want her to go and do something else. And in an interim role, she will be replaced by Todd Blanche, who is currently her deputy at the Justice Department. So it doesn't sound like Blanche is being elevated long term to the Attorney General. There might be somebody else that the president wants to go in there. But President Trump soon will announce to the entire world that it is the end of Pam Bondi's time as the Attorney General. He still thinks that she is a great person and that she did a good job. And he still wants her in the fold because she will still be an important part of the administration, he tells me, but no longer as the top law enforcement officer of the United States. That, at least for a little while, is going to be Todd Blanche.
Pam Bondi is out. President Trump just fired the Attorney General of the United States. Bondi lasted about 1 year and 2 months in this job. Now, rumblings about her being fired have been circulating intensely for the last couple of days, but really we've been hearing about it for the last few months, and now it's here. Trump just posted to his social media page saying that Bondi is a great American patriot and a loyal friend. He said, "We love Pam, and she will be transitioning into a much needed and important job in the private sector," though he did not say exactly what that job would be. Now, just yesterday morning, Bondi was with Trump at the Supreme Court oral arguments for birthright citizenship. And then yesterday afternoon, when Trump was asked by reporters if he was going to fire Bondi, Trump praised her, saying she is a wonderful person and she is doing a good job. But that didn't stop Trump from announcing her firing this morning. Now, here's the thing. Bondi has been so loyal to President Trump, doing almost everything in her legal power to do what he wants. But Trump has been frustrated with her lack of success in the courtroom, prosecuting people that Trump sees as his enemies, like James Comey, the former FBI director, and Letitia James, the prosecutor who went after him in New York. And when it came to the Epstein files, even Trump's chief of staff, Susie Wiles, said on the record that everybody in the White House thinks that Pam Bondi whiffed on the Epstein issue. Bondi had said that the Epstein client list was on her desk, and then she brought all those influencers to the White House and gave them binders full of nothing. And of course, when Congress passed the Epstein File Transparency Act, Bondi couldn't and still hasn't produced all the documents required under the law. And speaking of the Epstein files, Bondi was subpoenaed by the House Oversight Committee and is supposed to be deposed about her handling of the Epstein files on April 14th. Whether that's going to still happen, we just don't know. So what's going to happen to the Department of Justice? Well, according to the president, the Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, Trump's former personal lawyer, is going to take over temporarily as acting Attorney General until Trump can nominate a new person to be the next Attorney General. And then brace yourself, because we are going to be getting an explosive confirmation hearing for just about anyone that Trump nominates.
We have massive breaking news. I can confirm that Pam Bondi, the U.S. Attorney General, has just been fired. Her immediate replacement will be Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche. Give me a like if you support her no longer being involved in government.
I've tried to explain to you guys that the old fart, glassy closet men that are in control currently in this administration hate women. They don't like women. And what better way to confuse you that they're not dealing with their own glassy closet issues and that they like women than to prop women up, put them in all of these positions of power for the cabinet. And then when you least expect it, rip the power away, throw these loser women's like Krusty Gnome and Scam Bondi under the bus, take the fall for these loser men. And that's exactly what they're doing. Scam Bondi's out. It hasn't been announced yet, but she's already been told, you're out of here. Krusty Gnome, out of here. All of these women will be replaced with loyalist men because this administration, this country hate women.
Breaking news. MS Now has learned President Trump has informed Pam Bondi she will soon be removed as Attorney General. That's according to a White House official telling our colleague Jake Traylor. With me now to break it down, MS Now Justice and Intelligence reporter Ken Delaney and MS Now senior legal reporter Lisa Rubin. Ken, we were talking about this in theory just last hour, but these things move fast. What more can you tell us?
Yeah, Allie, it is a fast-moving story, and our intrepid White House team, as you said, is digging into this and is now hearing from multiple sources that this departure is imminent, that Donald Trump has decided to replace Pam Bondi as Attorney General, and among the people he's considering to replace him is Lee Zeldin, the former congressman who's the EPA administrator. That would be an interesting choice because I don't believe Lee Zeldin has ever served as a prosecutor. We've also heard the name of Senator Eric Schmidt, who was the Attorney General of Missouri, bandied around. There's a lot of speculation swirling, a lot of people putting their names in for the job. I would imagine, as someone who's covered the Justice Department for a long time, that Todd Blanche, the Deputy Attorney General, who served loyally as Donald Trump's defense attorney, would put his name in and would want to be the Attorney General. Although the question is he too closely associated with the administration of Pam Bondi? Pam Bondi obviously came under fire, even from Republicans on the Hill, for her handling of the Jeffrey Epstein matter, for initially seeming to promise revelations when she handed out a bundle of files to influencers early in the Trump presidency, only to then later acknowledge that there was nothing in those files, and then to endorse a statement from the Justice Department saying essentially there's really not much to see here, there's no further prosecutions expected, and then to decide not to release the files, only to be forced by Congress to preside over this massive release of millions of pages of files, which by some accounts was handled badly, mistakes were made. But that's not the only reason Pam Bondi is on the hot seat here. Donald Trump reportedly is incredibly dissatisfied with what he sees as the slow pace of the Justice Department prosecuting his perceived political enemies. And that's even though the Justice Department has done things that no Justice Department has ever done in modern history, has essentially given up its independence and taken cues from the White House and brought investigations based on very thin evidence and specious claims and gotten rejected in some cases by grand juries and procedurally by judges. And yet Donald Trump somehow thinks that a new attorney general will be able to bypass that and move faster as he seeks to use the Justice Department to pursue his political enemies.
Well, he did it. He fired her. Apparently there was some big showdown at the White House between Pam Bondi and Donald Trump, and he ended up firing her. She apparently, according to the people that were there, begged and pleaded to stay on and to be given another chance, but he said no. According to people who were in the room, that Trump had gotten more and more frustrated with Pam Bondi in recent days, adding while he likes her as a person, he doesn't think that she's executed on his vision in the way that he wants. You think? You fucking think. The Epstein shit was a total fucking disaster. Maybe now we can get somewhere with it. So who is replacing Pam Bondi, at least in the interim? It's Lee Zeldin. And Lee Zeldin was the first Jewish administrator of the EPA, and he welcomed Rabbi Shmatov of DC's Chabad into his office to perform a mitzvah ceremony and inscribe a position of Torah in his office. That was about a year ago, so I guess we'll see what happens. I kind of doubt it. I kind of doubt shit's changed. But Pam Bondi had to go. Bongino had to go. Kash Patel has to go. Kash Patel has to go. I wonder what stuff about Pam Bondi's husband we're going to find out next, though. Because this is what happened with Kristi Noem, right? A crazy bitch. They're all fucking crazy bitches.
Yeah, she ain't never lie about that one. They are a bunch of crazy bitches. But see, it never pays to do bidding for Donald Trump. That is the truth. It never pays. At the end of the day, it is always going to bite you in the ass. It's never worth it. Never. And I don't know why people still believe in trying to work for Donald Trump. I just don't get it. It's never a good thing. You can best believe when this administration is over, it's going to be so many people going to jail. All right, True Royal, I just sent you the link. All right. There's going to be so many people going to jail behind this man. Yeah, well, first of all, you're not supposed to use the DOJ for your enemies, Donald Trump. You know, that should be about real business, real legal things that are going on, not about fabricating some lawsuits and then going after your enemies. You know, that's not what the DOJ is supposed to be about. Although they don't do no work, they don't do no work when it really counts for them to do some. But all of the agencies work like that. They are. I mean, they are breaking the law every day. Every single day, they are breaking the law. So I'm not shocked. This is what they do. So I guess she wasn't a strong enough attack dog for Donald Trump. So he let her go because she didn't fight hard enough and go after people he hate. Unbelievable. I didn't like her anyway, but okay. I don't know what's going on, True Royal, but it says that devices not connected. So you're going to have to connect. Is your mic and your camera connected? I don't know. All right. Maybe you can get that together. I see you, but it says your devices are not connected. Yeah, I don't like nobody in his administration. I really don't. And the other day I was trying to look for, some stories, and Stephen Miller's his big bowling ball head popped up running his mouth, and I said, I don't like nobody in this man's administration at all. I don't like none of them. Mhm. Well, anyway, the Crawford Experience. Thank you for the 16-month membership. I'm eating my popcorn while the clown show is going on. Yeah, I hear you. It sure is a clown show. And thank you for your support for my channel. Mr. Soulful 42. Thank you for the new membership. Ocean Soul. Cherries for Kim and Lisa. Well, thank you for those cherries. I appreciate it. And thank you for your support from my channel and Crawford Experience once again, and your new membership. Thank you so much. I deeply appreciate it. But y'all, I'm sure it was quite a show when she got fired, especially if they said they were shouting in his office. Yeah, I'm sure. Well, Pam, you made it for 1 year and 2 months. You made it for 1 year and 2 months with Donald Trump. That's probably way too long to be around Donald Trump anyway, but that's how long she made it as the Attorney General. Well, it ain't gonna be that bad, Pam. You still got the complexion with the protection up in here. So there's somebody that will overlook all of that and still hire you, because that's how it usually goes. That's how it goes. So, or, you are an attorney, you can open up your own practice. I don't know who would come to you as an attorney, but you still got that option to open up your practice. You lost a job, not your law license. You still have that. Okay. It still says devices not connected. Just make sure your camera and your mic are connected, because it's coming through like those things are not connected and it won't let me add you. But you know what, y'all? We're in those times. Everything in the Gentile world is falling apart. So relationships are going to be part of that as well. You know what? I think Cash Patel might actually be gone before Stephen Miller and Pete Hegseth. I think Cash Patel is definitely on the chopping block. I do. I think because it's clear that man don't know what the hell he's doing. It is so obvious. Yeah, Stephen Miller and Pete Hegseth, they both definitely need to go. But I don't know. I'm just feeling Cash Patel. See, he done got rid of 2 women. Well, Christy Nome, she's still there, but he gave her some little low-level job now. So she's just not, the director of Homeland Security anymore. She got some made-up job that he threw her butt in. So he didn't even make a job up for Pam Bondi. He just got her ass out altogether. The Crawford Experience. Thank you for the super chat. The complexion for the protection is all they have. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look at the shape this country is in. Trust me, nobody with intelligence did this. It's people that have no intelligence that did this. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. See, people like that, they'll be like Stephen Miller, oh, he'll if he got to get rid of him, he'll take a very long time before he does it. Oh, speaking of Charlie Kirk, y'all, that case has just it is not going the way they thought it would. They're saying the rifle that belonged to, well, that guy that they caught that they claim shot Charlie Kirk. They said the bullet that they took out of Charlie Kirk does not match. So it had to be another whole different shooter there. So, you know what that means? They may have to let him go. They may have to let him go. They said the bullet does not match the rifle that he had. So the bullet came from a whole different rifle. So yeah. So the dude that Erica Kirk said, I forgive you. Now, isn't it weird? She forgives the guy that took her husband away, but she wants to sue and go after somebody mocking her in a skit. So being mocked is worse than, somebody taking your husband out. I ain't go figure. Erica is about as nutty as a fruitcake. That's what she is. So the dude that took your husband out, you stood on a stage and said, I forgive you. I forgive you. But somebody that mocked you in the video, you ready to take them to court. Girl, you got the game backwards. You got the game backwards, girl. Yeah. Unbelievable. Oh, yeah. Right. So, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and conclude. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, yeah. Christy Noam's husband is a cross dresser. Yeah, no wonder why she running around having affairs. These people are nuts. But see, Donald Trump likes nutty people just like himself. He likes nutty people just like himself, so it's not shocking. So I will see y'all a little later. I will put another live together a little later. I just need time, Being a small business owner, I have to put your orders together so that I can get them out to you on time. So I'm going to take care of the orders. If you want to order something, make sure you get it in before midnight. That way I can send it out tomorrow. So, y'all have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon, and I will see you later. Shalom, family.